Planet Earth is believed to have been home to dozens of different cryptids for thousands of years. Have they been here longer than humans? Have we taken over their land? We have seen glimpses and gathered enough evidence to believe that these creatures do exist. Today, we will look at 5 of some of the most believable cryptid videos caught on camera. Our first video today comes with little to no information. We see a man driving down a dark, unlit dirt road, somewhere in a creepy forest, when all of a sudden, something terrifying runs out in front of him. It appears to be some kind of massive green quadruped with long tentacle-like appendages coming off of its back. It appears to be very large and fast. What do you think it could be? CGI? A real cryptid? If so, what kind of cryptid would this be?
You know, this video was quite shocking when I first saw it. I was scrolling through my Instagram feed and there it was, bang. Look, I don't know if this is CGI or cryptid. All I know is this thing looks hella creepy and weird. It looks like it has, tentacles coming off the back of it. I don't know. I mean, I definitely would have liked to see this clip be a little bit longer, show us a little bit more after, like driving up to where it crossed, panning the camera out, seeing if you see anything. I've seen a lot of people in the comments say that this looks like a wolf or elk, and I mean, I don't know how many times you were shaken as a baby, but there's no way that could be misidentified for an elk or a wolf. This is definitely either the case of being CGI or some kind of cryptid. I have no clue what it would be, but it was an interesting clip nonetheless, and I would love to know more of this location, sightings and stuff like that, but overall I enjoyed this clip.
Our next video comes from a man in Battleground, Washington. He was on a hike one day enjoying nature when he ran into something that almost ended his life. He turned a corner around a bush and encountered this.
Holy
It appears to be a Bigfoot bluff charging at the man. Many viewers have pointed out that this could be a juvenile Bigfoot, hence why it was moving on all fours. But what do you think? Could this just be a man in a suit? Or was it an ape that escaped into the wild?
I absolutely love this clip. It looks genuine. A lot of people say this could be a gorilla or an ape, but there just isn't wild apes and gorillas running around North America. What this probably and most likely is a juvenile Bigfoot that, doesn't really look like it's bigger than 8 foot. I would say this probably is like 6 foot to a 5 foot tall Bigfoot. That's why I say juvenile. And, it was bluff charging this guy. This guy got too close to it. It definitely spooked him. I don't think he saw him coming. He came up from behind. And this guy, whether he thought it was a different animal or I don't know what this guy was thinking, why he was running up on this, he probably didn't expect it to be that. And that's the only reason he survived is because it was a bluff charge. We see this in other animals, with bears, moose, other big animals. They'll fake charge you just to get you out of their area. If it was me, though, on the other hand, I would have squared up with this guy. I would have, set my feet, set my shoulders, and I would have thrown a right hook to the face of this, juvenile Bigfoot, knocking him out. I would have drug his body 200 yards to the south, and then I have leverage over the parents. I can at least make a negotiation deal, what I want in return, DNA samples, stuff like that, and I'll give you your son back.
A YouTube channel called We Do It Outdoors isn't your typical channel. The channel owner, Nate, is your typical Midwestern guy. His channel mostly focuses on mowing, fishing, and hunting, and other recreational videos. But there was one video that suddenly changed it all. One winter evening, Nate and his friends decided to take a trip to Salt Fork State Park in Ohio. They wanted to test out their drones and get great aerial footage. They began to hear strange noises coming from the woods, so they decided to send up the drones and see if they could identify the source of the noises. They actually managed to catch 2 black figures with the drone, but a snowstorm is closing in on their position and they are forced to land the drones. They want to investigate what they saw on the drones, so they decide to investigate further on foot. When they get close to the area where they saw the black figures, though, they are shocked at what they see.
Shot. He's right behind that tree. The big one. Look. And his hair's gray and black. Is that gray? Is that snow? That's not snow.
A massive Bigfoot can be seen walking about 50 yards in front of them. They continue to watch the creature when all of a sudden it unleashes a bone-chilling scream. Nate's friend can be heard asking, "Should we still be here?" With fear obviously setting in on the group, Nate decides to stay put, instead of retreating, and continue to watch the beast. The Bigfoot appears to duck behind a tree and watch the men closely, before getting up and disappearing out of sight. One thing to note here is that after this video was published, it quickly went viral and attracted thousands of fans. The We Do It Outdoors channel suddenly did a quick 180 in content and solely focused on cryptid videos. They claim to have captured several more images of Bigfoot, including this trail cam image. So what do you think? Is this evidence of a real Bigfoot? Or is this a very, very well done hoax?
This clip in particular I did a lot of research on. I kind of looked at this guy's MO, what he was about. It looks like a nice, typical Midwestern Ohio guy who loves to do recreational and lawn care videos, and then all of a sudden he posts this Bigfoot video out of the blue, and everything following that is Bigfoot, related, and it's definitely suspicious. It raises a red flag, is this real or fake? But nonetheless, the clip itself was well done. It was a fascinating Bigfoot clip. The yells and the screams were terrifying, and the original clip, genuinely, I want to say is real. But after looking at the rest of his clips, I can't believe in this. I think it's a hoax. I think it's a perfectly well done hoax, and he deserves a lot of credit for it because it's so well done and a lot of time and money went into this. And so ultimately, I think it's fake. But what an entertaining video! One of the best I've ever seen, in fact. But I just cannot take that trail cam picture of Bigfoot seriously. He looks like he's cracked out and has been on a 7-night bender with like 3 different Bigfoot women. So ultimately fake, but entertaining, yes.
This video appears to show a man and his son in the woods when they witness something truly bizarre. There isn't a whole lot of information on this clip other than it was taken somewhere in Russia. The man can hear something moving in the woods and warns his son that there is something coming.
Пипец, короче. Тихо. Он, опять на нас попер, наверное. Сейчас заснимем, если что, на YouTube выложим.
Вон, смотри,
Тихо. Блин, он движется сюда.
Я боюсь. Вон, смотри.
Тихо.
Он ветки нашевелит, по-моему.
Я ничего не... О, вон, передвигается. Чучело.
Смотри, ветки шатаются. Смотри.
О, побежал!
Пошли.
Я заснял его!
Чтоб не испугать его, пошли.
Я заснял!
Смотри.
Ё-моё!
Где-то килограмм 200 весит.
Угу. Видел, как он своими лапами машет?
Смотри,
Вон.
мама. 2 метра рост.
Ёп.
Я боюсь.
Надо отдать эту съемку в НТВ.
Да,
Чрезвычайное положение. Всё,
побежали.
пошли за ним.
Through the trees and into a clearing, we can see some kind of giant ape-like creature running on all fours. It appears to have massive arms as it covers a lot of ground very quickly. Is this the notorious Russian Yeti? Or is this just an elaborate hoax?
This one is one of the more genuine Bigfoot clips I feel like I've ever witnessed. You know, you hear this guy telling us, which we assume is his son, that there's something coming. He can see something running through the tree line. It finally breaks into the clearing, and you can see this giant creature running on what looks like all fours. And his arms, his wingspan looks absolutely massive. You can tell right away it's, again, not an ape or a gorilla. This is something that we, believed is a Bigfoot. And it, comes charging out of this tree line into the clearing, and it's booking it. It's moving extremely fast. It looks powerful, And so I would say this is one of the most genuine Bigfoot clips out there that you can find on the internet right now.
Our final video comes from Saskatchewan, Canada. A group of men are outside when they see something unbelievable far off in the distance. They pull out their phones and begin to record.
Something happened over there. There's in the trees.
At first, they see a tree seemingly be picked up effortlessly and quickly move to a different location. And then just seconds later, the second tree does the exact same thing. Some viewers believe this could be a Bigfoot picking up trees and walking them to a different location. One thing to note, however, is there are machines that exist that could explain why this is happening. Tree removal machines can easily cut a tree off at the base and pick it up with ease and move to a different location to drop it. Although this does take some time. The clip appears to show the trees being raised up and carried quite the distance pretty fast. There is also an entity known as a dryad. Dryads are believed to be nymphs inhabiting a tree to watch over the tree they are born with, creatures nearby, and the forests they live in. These entities can move and take different forms, which could explain why these trees are moving. But what do you think?
When I first saw this clip years ago, it made all the hair on my arms stand up. It's fascinating, it's creepy, and it's a big WTF. Like, what could possibly make trees move like this? Well, there's, a few solutions, right? A few possibilities. A tree cutting machine, which seems unlikely just due to the fact that these trees are moving so fast. They're getting picked up immediately and then moving, which I don't think a machine would move that fast. It could be a Bigfoot or a dryad, two maybes. And then it could be also, something like the script to Fast and Furious 10, where, Vin Diesel and his boys have got to dress their cars up in trees to elude, whoever they're running from. I don't know. It could be a multitude of things. But either way, it's overall a creepy clip. And I'd love to see more of these out there on the internet. But unfortunately, these are very rare.